wagons, and him and I used to collect the horse shit and sell it as fertilizer.
Did you make good money doing that?
No, not then. Believe me.
How old were you when you were
let
doing
me tell
that?
you, when I started with the school board, I was making $2,400 a year.
Wow.
And the guy didn't. I was driving a ply wagon at the time, and they didn't want to hire me because it was such a low pay. But it was $2,400 a year.
What year was that?
Huh?
What year was that when you started with the school board?
1950.
Okay. That's great.
And I worked in the warehouse for 10 years. And then there was an opening in the payroll department. And there was two fellows ahead of me. And they didn't want to leave the warehouse. So I said, yeah, I'll give it a try. And I can't believe it. I became a real important person in payroll, because if you had a complaint with your check, you would see me. And I dealt with principals and all the administrators.
You had to be good with customer service.
Oh, I'll tell you, I was really, but anybody that complained, I'll say 99 times out of 100, I was the one to deal with.
Oh, I would hate
And
that.
I had Connie Clayton, or Constance Clayton. She was a superintendent at the time, and one of the girls that worked in the payroll department screwed up, and I called her aside and spoke to her, and Connie Clayton, Constance Clayton, said to me, "You got to do more than that." Talking to her, you have to write her up. So I had to write her up.
Ugh.
But no, like I say, principals mostly I dealt with. But, well, when Janice was going to the Fox Chase School, this kid used to pick on her all the time. So I took time off, and I went up and I said to the kid, I said, "Come on, we're going to go see the principal." And that was the last time he picked on her.
Oh, I bet.
No,
Oh, yeah.
But like, the woman that was the principal that was in charge of the Croissant school, I went to a retirement party for some guy, and the principal from the Croissant school got up and said, "We hate to see Bill leave, because if we ever had any trouble with our payroll, all I had to do was call him, and he took care of it right away." And the guy said, "I hate to tell you this, but," he said, "all I had to do was call Bob Corson." No, I had a good reputation.
That's great.
And you know what the amazing thing is?
Huh.
I quit school at 16.
That's crazy. You really worked your way up.
Huh?
You really worked your way up the ladder.
You couldn't believe. When I went to the administration building, nobody knew me. And when I was leaving, I was well known.
Oh, that's great. You should be really proud of that. That's really awesome.
No, I am proud of it.
Yeah.
But, no, I really made something of myself. But like I say, my mother, she never pushed education. And
But
when I said
she pushed hard work because all three of you were hard workers.
oh, well, Happy had a good reputation, but I'll say a lot more people knew me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they knew Uncle Frank too, don't you think?
Uncle Frank was a district engineer. Just think, uh, Happy and Paul and Frank and myself, we all worked for the school district.
And Janice worked for the school district.
And I still worked for the school district.
No,
So
but things were different then.
Yeah.
You know, back then you could quit a job on a Friday and start someplace on a Monday.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
ain't that way today.
No,
Things are tough.
they really are. It's scary.
Now, Uncle
And-
Bob, do you do
and-
this?
and-
like the
and
rest
pe-
of us?
and
do you
the-
do this?
The people, the boys and girls that are
They're like this.
graduating from college,
I just picked up the habit.
There's
So
Joe.
doing this.
he has 2
My
degrees.
mother does it too.
Really?
And a high school kid could do what
Yeah,
he's
he said
doing.
this is rare
Mhm.
for me to Dad didn't see him
No.
do anything.
That piece of paper means a whole lot, and it's
Whoa.
expensive piece of paper.
You know what it is? It's who you know.
It is who you know. It's nepotism. It's who you know.
No, things are bad, and I Aiden and Liam, they got a tough road ahead of them unless things change.
I know. I would talk to Grandpa about me having kids. My husband is really looking forward to having kids. He said, "Don't have them."
No,
Kept
no,
saying
I'll
to them,
tell you.
don't have any.
I'll tell you, things are tough. Oh, and another
don't tell
thing.
George that.
Listen to this.
I have a George too.
I know.
When your mother was born, it didn't cost a poor penny because we knew the doctor.
Well, how much did Janice cost you?
I think in St. Mary's Hospital, I think it cost $50.
You were
$50
expensive.
child.
Not
You
a
were-
freebie.
but then you got to remember, you could go buy an ice cream cone for a nickel.
Yeah.
You know, you could buy a newspaper for 2 cents, and you got a newspaper. Today, a newspaper is $2, and it's nothing.
Uh-huh.
There's still
No.
newspapers?
Things are
I thought everything was all
bad.
gone.
How did you meet Aunt Lucille?
Huh?
How did you meet Aunt Lucille?
And a friend of mine, we went to the movie, and her and her girlfriend were sitting in front of us. And before we left, she gave me her phone number, and I called her up. I called her up, and from then on, well, like I say, she died September the 10th, and on October the 25th, we would have been married 69 years.
So close.
So,
No, it's
but,
just like
but like I
Poppy
said,
died
her mind
20
was
days
going
before
bad,
his birthday.
and it was a blessing because
He
she
died at
banged on the
95,
woman next
but he was
door's
20
door
days shy of
and said, "I hear
96.
you're moving," and the woman said, "I'm not moving." And then another time she ran over it and she fell flat on her face in the driveway,
Oh, that's horrible.
but it was her mind.
That's scary. That's scary.
You know? And to think, I fell down, I flew really down the steps from the second floor to the first floor, and I didn't break any bones.
I can't believe that.
Well,
You're lucky.
but
That's
it
where
hurt my
it's-
insides.
Yeah. Well, that's where it all started
And
going
look
bad
at
for
your
that.
and look at your
Pop.
grandfather. He tripped over a table and broke his head.
And that's where it all went downhill.
Yep.
No, I'm the
If
one
only
that
you
found him. I found him that next day.
What?
I'm the one that found him
What?
when he fell. He was confused about what exactly happened. I know he tripped, but he was in the kitchen and he said he fell in the living room. So I don't think he could have moved himself into the
Well, just
kitchen.
think.
But
After I retired from the school board, I served papers for 24 years.
yeah, I know you. We called you the newspaper man.
And in all kind of weather.
Hard workers, those Corson
So-
brothers.
No,
I'll
we
tell
were
you.
hard workers.
You know what's so funny? Her husband blamed our little hands on the Corsons. And I said, no,
Excuse
it's
me.
the Drumhellers have the little hands.
Excuse
The
me.
Drumhellers have
I
the
have a
little
hand
hands.
like my mother.
And by the way,
And that's a Drumheller.
see that?
And you know, they used to make fun of my
I thought
hands.
little hands, big heart.
Yep.
But I got a real small hand.
I have the same feet.
My husband is a
Mine's
musician.
worse. I have a hammer toe.
My husband's a musician, and I asked him. I said, you know, if our kids could have any part of your side of the family, what would you want our children to have or look like? And he said, all I care about is for our kids to have big hands. He said, I don't want your hands because I'm a musician and I want my kids to play,
Well,
you know, instruments, and you have teeny little, he calls them midget hands.
I got a real
Look,
small
we
hand.
have the same size.
I got
I
a
am.
real small hand.
My hand's the size of my first graders.
And, but I was the only one that had little fingers and a lousy hand like my mother.
So Nanny had a hand like that. She had little fingers too.
Oh, yeah.
Nanny.
Yes.
Well, but hey, they worked. I mean, those little fingers did a lot of payroll business and newspaper delivering, and her nanny did what? Everything
Oh, she was
from
a terrific
cooking to
baker.
cleaning, and
No, they used to make fun of my hands.
kids
I'm
are
a terrific
horrible.
baker, too.
Kids
I love
are
the
really
kitchen and
mean.
the oven. All 4-letter words are my favorite. Cook, bake, math, all my favorite. Or McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. How's that sound?
But no,
Yeah.
We used to love Joseph's Pizza
I,
up
I,
here.
I,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a great job.
And
Yeah.
I thought, and the house is
It's
filled with
it's
chocolate
everyone.
chip
I
cookies.
mean,
If
I
it's
always
sweet,
thought
eat it.
it.
If
What would have
it's not-
happened if you guys didn't join the school board? I mean, it
Oh,
kind of
me
brought
too.
us into the school board.
Oh, well,
Like- like
You know, if
But
you
back
guys
then-
didn't.
parts,
like I say,
corn on the cob.
Ah,
I
Mashed
don't what
potatoes.
I don't know what your
The doctor said to
grandfather
me-
he
the doctor
he
said to
started
me,
a little
your
before
cholesterol
me.
is high. You have
But I
to eat more
working in the
vegetables
warehouse,
and fruit and stuff.
I made
So,
$2,400
so
a year.
The doctors, I eat carrots.
I just found all of his
stuff like
Bruin
that.
And would you
stuff.
believe
And then for the rest
when
of
I
the
last
year, I eat shit.
I was making
That's what I'm-
$37,500.
Wow,
Excuse me. Chocolate
That's
chip
good.
cookies,
that was good money.
But I worked hard.
McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I don't do anything. that
My,
makes you
um,
ill. If I
And
can't
another
taste, I
thing,
get a McDonald's for it.
The woman at the administration building that was in charge of the
I know.
cafeteria,
Yeah.
I even hate walking
That's-
past it.
she didn't like Janice at all.
No.
Till she found out she was my daughter.
We went to,
Oh,
But
God.
when I would work overtime,
Happy doesn't eat onions
she would
either.
make me a
Wait, what's the
a
name of that
platter
place
for
where they have
dinner.
the Blue Mountain
That's
Dew?
nice. That was nice
Outback.
of her.
The Outback.
I
We went
had
there
no
yesterday,
complaints with the
okay?
school board.
Right.
He gets the Outback.
Well, they were
onion,
still.
And I pick it
They,
aside, and I find it,
but,
I say to him,
you know,
"Here, eat this." And then over they have my secure stop at
back
McDonald's.
then,
They have
things were so
hamburger,
different.
French
I
fry meal
know.
for $2.99.
I know, they
And
really
then
were.
with
Now you were
chips and
born.
every- oh,
You were. So were you born at Anchor Street?
Oof, I know.
You were
And then
born.
No,
you
no,
stuck in
Frank
your tongue
was.
forever.
Frank was born at
And
Anchor
you
Street.
have to brush your
So you
tongue.
were
Even to touch it a little bit.
Paul and I,
It's awful.
you were both born on Alec
we-
and
no.
By the way,
Paul and
have
I,
you been to Burger King
we were
lately?
young kids.
They've got this Oreo
And
cookie
after the
milkshake.
doctor delivered
Then
Frank,
snacks.
we
Oh,
went over and
wow.
saw my mother.
Oreo cookie milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
But no, and
I'll
back
have to
then,
try it.
Yes.
The, Burger King
family
down on
doctor
96 Avenue
delivered
went
Frank.
out of business.
Okay.
The one near my dad.
And Frank was born in the house.
I thought everybody lived
yeah,
there.
yeah, he was born in the front bedroom of Anchor Street.
And you shared a bedroom with Pop, right?
Huh?
You shared a bedroom with my grandpa.
What about?
You shared a
Down
bedroom.
by that drive.
Weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Well,
And
Were you in the
by
back
your
room?
grandfather was
cheese
18
burger,
months older
you
than me.
wanted to
Right.
give it to George and,
Well,
and wipe the
So you were in the
burger
back
off so
room.
I don't have to taste it.
back room.
Oh, I say hold the onions. You can do that. You just say,
And
I want a cheeseburger. No
I can
onions,
remember
please.
being
You're
in the
getting a
back.
fresh
uh,
one. It's not sitting under the
well,
lights.
Oh, good. I'll remember
Yeah,
that.
that's. You
When
always
I got
say
married,
no onions. Well, I go no
uh,
pickles, no onions.
Lucille and I lived in the back
Funny,
room.
because
And
I
I
wanna
worked
taste my
on a
meat.
pie
Yeah, well,
wagon when I
here's the thing.
first got married.
Now,
And
what year did you get married?
What year did I get married?
Yes.
1947.
Excuse me.
Okay, so you got married right after Grandpa?
Okay, go with this. This is a great diet.
He
What
went
do
to
you want?
Pittsburgh
Potato
and we
chips?
went to
Give me French
Pittsburgh.
fries with extra salt.
And a priest married him.
I
So
like
he got married, then you got
He
married.
got married October the
cauliflower.
6th.
Okay.
Oh, my
And I got
God.
married
You
October
remember
the
The
25th.
consistency
Oh,
of
so
it.
the same month?
My mom.
Yeah.
You got married in the same month? Wow.
Well,
years old.
I had planned my
mother sat
wedding.
in the kitchen and said,
And
"You
then
can't
him
get up
and
till you eat
Bernie,
the vegetables." And I sat there till it was bedtime.
I did
We
too.
drove
I
up to
refuse.
Pittsburgh.
I will not do it. Especially
pl-
peas. You know what they're
because-
for? Shooting at people. You don't eat
Because-
peas. You really eat peas.
No.
No.
Paul
They're
wasn't
soup.
Catholic.
Yeah, that was big.
The priest married us. Had married them.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
Paul
worst
always
things
said
in the world.
it was the
Maybe
quickest
I
way
can
to
eat
get
carrots
you
if
ever
the candy
want.
covered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how
But
about-
then,
I
so
can
did
eat sweet
did you
potato
all
pie.
live
Oh,
in this?
yeah.
You
Oh,
lived in
yeah.
that house together
And you know where?
Oh yeah.
with So it was
Oh, no.
Bernie.
No, I
Texas Roadhouse Steak'em. Oh my God. They have
yeah.
the best
Well,
sweet potato
Paul
fries
liked it.
in the
But like
so did
both of the
Frank.
wives were both of the wives in the house at a point.
But
And I don't want them burnt.
well, my father was laid out on Anchor Street,
And the pulled
Was
pork
he?
sandwich. Shit and shit.
And
and my father
I can
used
do
to
that.
go around
And
to the
then
tap
when
room
we
in
get
the living
after
room.
dinner every night.
Nobody eats them.
And when he
I
died,
can't.
nobody
Vegetables, I'm
from
sorry.
over there came to see him.
Really? That's so sad.
Well,
Come out with
but
little onions.
he
My-
would go around there and he would
peppers,
drink
it's like
and
the
bullshit.
Italian string beans. It's like,
and-
oh, everything
Yeah.
I hate.
And the worst thing
uh,
possible is the little
it
round.
is amazing that
Brussels
nobody
sprouts.
came to see him
Who
laid
can
out.
eat them?
Well, that's why you need to prioritize your family.
So-
That's what they say. Always prioritize your family because they're what
Wow.
matter.
Uh,
My grandpa said he was never really close to his
I like the
dad.
rolls
Huh?
there.
He said he wasn't close to the dad, your dad.
Well, the thing is, my mother really raised the three boys.
Right.
Because she used to make up stories and she'd tell us these stories. Oh, my mother, we were close. We were
This one, her and Nanny. She is Nanny. Besides for the cooking and the cleaning,
Well,
all of her storytelling, everything, this is Nanny
well, I
right
gotta
here.
tell you, look how close Carl is to me.
Uh-huh.
him and I are real close.
I
And
know.
him and I really, we took over the paper route together.
Mm-hmm.
And I told
I think we're getting Carl your son.
uh,
Hard to believe.
that
Yeah. 46.
I told Carl, I said,
So
you do the
29
collecting
years
and I'll do
story
the
why I got
delivering.
the Elvis
And that's
picture.
the way it worked out till
Let me just
Carl
say
got
this
a
before I lose
job.
the train of
Yeah.
thought.
And
This picture I have of
then
him,
I kept my
that's
paper
him
out
on the
myself.
Rosie's wedding in that tux.
Yeah, it's good that he had that relationship with you, though. See, I was
Oh,
always close
we
to
were
my
close.
grandparents.
Well,
I'll tell you,
the corner cafe
on
up
Tuesday
in
we'd
Rockledge
always
is
go to the
closed. Someone
casino,
took over that whole mall
and at
and
the
wants to
Irish
make it
pub,
exclusive
they
and
call us
special.
the Tuesday
So
Boys.
this was
Uh-huh.
August 20th.
That was cute.
So when I got
We-
the Elvis Presley costume,
As soon as we walked in, they'd say, "Here comes the Tuesday Boys."
it was in my head that I was going to wear it out there and get the
You
Elvis
guys, you
Presley
you
surprise.
always went to your casino
So
on
Monday I went
Tuesdays.
out
What?
there,
You
the
did.
Elvis
You were
outfit,
so
and
good about
bought them all
going to the
Elvis Presley
casino
shot
on
glasses,
Tuesdays.
and they laughed at me.
Well,
Laughed. Then
But
when I
no,
went back on Wednesday,
the three of us are
actually,
close.
They said, we're using the
And
shot glasses on our last
I
day
never
to drink."
thought,
That was nice. At least they thought
because
something nice.
when we were growing up,
It's a shame.
I had
That
asthma.
whole mall
Right.
my mother used to have to
so
run me to the
inexpensive
doctor to get a
and
needle
sweet
so I could breathe.
Nice.
And
Now
I
it's
was
taken
a
over by
sickly
some
one.
rich guy.
And here I am,
Everything's gonna be
and they're both
expensive.
dead.
And I don't-
Oh,
The shot glasses,
it was so hard to say
No,
goodbye to
I
both
bought
of
the shot
them.
glasses for
But
them
no,
to toast each other on their last day.
Oh, okay.
But they had that restaurant
we were
out
close, the three
there.
boys.
Iron Hill Brewery.
Of course, Paul and I
Hamburger.
were closer because
$15.
Frank had
Yeah,
younger
I swear to God.
friends.
Right.
Who eats a $15
You two were
hamburger?
so much.
He was
So got
Frank.
it because Carl gave me a gift certificate for that too. And I
Is
said to George,
Is that up by Delana
Well-
Springs?
yes.
Mm.
And I said to
Frank
George, you gotta
was-
eat this. I can't eat anything that's
well,
$15.
you know that's
You
another
it's-
thing, whether you know it or
I
not.
can't do expensive stuff. I'm sorry. So
Janice and Bobby were born on October
And
uh,
do you ever go to the Red
April
Rooster
5th.
over there?
Oh,
No.
really? The same day?
A lot of people say their soups are
April
phenomenal
5th.
and their burgers are
She
good.
was born in
And they're not that
1949,
expensive.
oh, good.
and Bobby
Well, I
was
haven't been
born
there
in
yet.
1957.
Yeah, right
Huh.
across from
But the
Gloria
same-
Yeah. I haven't been
Ap-
there yet, but
April
I'll
the
go.
5th.
But
Well, you know I'm born on Nanny's birthday.
Well,
I'm November
we live at the
19th.
Olive Garden.
Nanny was November 19th, and my
Yeah, I
dad.
The soups,
I know when
he's
you.
eating the soups.
Yeah, November
And-
19th.
And my dad's November 19th. So when Nanny was alive, we had 3 on the same day.
Did you
We
have
had
the
3
big
birthdays,
fries?
and I thought
Oh,
it.
well,
God.
The month of April for me right now is
Bacon and
eh,
fries. $1.99.
Janice, Bobby,
That's weird.
Wendy's.
my
Joe,
Because I like Wendy's.
I love
And-
Wendy's.
How about Chick-fil-A?
Well,
Oh my
The
God.
waffle fry.
Oh my God. I
they're all
love
born
Chick-fil-A.
in April.
You know what?
Huh.
As long
Now,
as
when's your
I can
birthday?
do it.
My
When,
birthday.
yeah.
Don't ever
January
take
the
me
3rd.
to
Ah,
Chinese
you're New
restaurants.
Year's
Oh,
baby.
and by the way,
I was a New Year's baby.
how about making certificates Cracker Barrel?
Oh, that's fun.
I
You know what? I
like it,
couldn't believe
but
how
it made me
beautiful
nervous
or
when
how
I first
handsome
saw
your
it.
dad
I
was.
kept thinking, oh,
I
these
saw
other
those
people
old
are gonna come
pictures,
right
and
on
he
me.
was really handsome with his
Everything
curly
looked
hair.
weird.
Yeah.
And
He
now
was
we
really
don't want to
handsome
Red
when he was
Robin.
younger.
Well, you know, when I was
Never
in
been to Red Robin.
the
Red
hospital,
Robin? Yeah.
But I like Cracker
after I
I
fell
like
down the
Cracker Barrel
steps,
too, and we're going to
I noticed
Chester
that I was a
tomorrow
girl.
after we drop
Really?
him off 'cause it's right
I had so much hair.
And 2 minutes past, there was a Cracker
No
Barrel.
Yeah.
way.
Yep, she.
Maybe it's because you're so you're so
But,
thin.
We love
then, of
vegetables at
course,
Cracker Barrel. 'Cause they have macaroni and
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah, I got that. I got
anyway,
that. Yeah,
they
I got
cut
that
my
last
hair
week.
real short.
Macaroni and cheese, of course, macaroni and
But
cheese.
no, I-
Instead of that vegetable.
I had. Well, I was going to go to the barbers, and
So it's sweet potato fries. Then.
Yes, that's right.
Eh,
So are French fries.
I
Yes,
fell
it's
down the
French fries.
steps, so I never
And
got
by
to the
way,
barber.
when you have
Yeah.
a hamburger and you flash some tomato on it, that
But,
constitutes
no.
a vegetable.
Well, mommy cut your hair. You're
Yeah.
looking good.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this is the family barber in our
But,
family now.
No, we were all blessed with hair.
Yes, you really were. You
Like,
really were blessed
Well,
with
my
hair.
neighbor now,
And pretty eyes. You all have beautiful, sparkly eyes.
Yeah. thank you. But no, my neighbor,
So she had
Uh,
Allison, show your blue eyes.
he's bald.
Yeah,
He's
I know,
really
baby.
bald.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
And like I say, my hair still grows, but
Yeah, you have a great full head of hair.
yeah.
She does the.
You're
Come here, I wanna
lucky.
say
Say something.
She does
My
the tails.
husband is bald as can
Say
be.
something.
My husband, he does not have hair.
Yeah, well,
He doesn't.
no, well, today, a lot of people had the hair shaved, the head shaved.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't marry him for his hair. I
Yeah.
married him for being a good person, you
Well,
know. But it's
But I'll say this. Well, let me tell you about Lucille. Her father, he had a big gambler because they were so glad that I married Lucille because she was a problem, I guess. And when I married her, I took over her expense.
uh-huh.
She was mine.
Yeah, of course.
But,
This big salary.
and here again, like I say,
McDonald's for
we got
breakfast.
married in
Nothing
1947.
better than
And
McDonald's
in
for breakfast.
1950, when
want
I
him
went
to
to work
see
for
how
the school board.
Good this is. Look at how nice.
I'll have that for breakfast.
He wants to have it
No,
for
don't
breakfast.
open
Oh,
it.
okay. Well, then maybe you could put it out of here with a tin foil around it.
She doesn't want it to get
I'll leave
Stale.
it for breakfast.
she doesn't want it to get stale.
Tomorrow I have to have a quick breakfast
Yeah, no problem. Got it.
and take my pills and
Now,
get ready to
how
go.
long did you date Lucille
I
before you
don't
got
think-
married?
That I don't remember, but I would say it was less than a year.
Okay.
And like I say, I met her in the movie,
What movie theater? The one on Rising Sun?
the Oxford movie. Today it's not a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, back then, television didn't come out till 1949.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a damn big tube. But now,
Small screen, big tube.
So do you now you were the dancer. You went dancing a lot in high school?
huh?
You went dancing a lot?
Well, Lucille and I did, yeah. We went all over. And,
Because usually I love those
But,
ones. They have a lot of filling in. A lot.
Paul, he liked to go roller
That's true.
skating.
Yeah, he's always said he was the
We-
roller
we-
skater.
We went to a place called Carrier Circus Gardens in Kensington.
Uh-huh.
And today, who the hell wants to go to Kensington?
My principal's from Kensington and refuses to leave. He's from Kensington and he hires everyone from Kensington. Kensington's coming around.
Neighbors across the street from 4th Street, they came from Kensington.
It's coming around. Kensington's coming around
But,
again.
What?
Well, my grandpa always said you were the lover.
Well,
You were the lover with the girls.
I'll
was-
tell you, I went with a girl, and of course I got out of the Navy early, and I went with this girl, and I worked at the Bond Bakery as a driver salesman,
Uh-huh.
and I came home from work and they said to me, so-and-so's getting engaged tomorrow. That was it, and that was the best thing could have happened to me.
Well, how about that one girl who used to come and cry to Nanny about you?
Huh?
How about that girl who used to come and cry to Nanny about you? There was one of the girls who used to come and say, couldn't you tell put in a good word with Bobby for me?
Yeah, well. But no, I had my share.
Well, that
But
this
once-
one girl came.
once I
to
met
my
Lucille,
father's 90th
You
birthday
know?
party just so
That
she
was
could
it.
see him.
You just
And-
knew?
she was mine.
What kind of dates did you go on?
Huh?
Where did you take her when you were dating?
I guess to the movie or the dinner, but back then, oh, you could go to amusement parks. There was Woodside Amusement Park in Woodside. And like I say, today, well, there's no movies now. The Oxford movie, I think, is an apartment house. And,
Did you ever go to Willow Grove Park?
Yeah, and that's where we go. Yeah, Willow Grove Park. But
Do you remember on the boardwalk? they had those
growing up,
stages, and
I
you'd
can
push them and
remember
go over the top? You
in
would
Melrose
push that
Country
10 times,
Club,
and you'd be going over the
we used to
top,
go
and I'd
sledding
still be
there.
going like this,
Oh,
and the
that's
ride's
fun.
over.
And
'Cause
there
I
was a
never
kid,
got over the top with that
uh,
cage.
we
No,
called
no,
him
no, no,
Frenchy.
but
He was
I
French
telling her about Aiden
from
Valley.
France.
They have this
And
thing
his mother and
where
father
the
bought him a
girls
brand new
go
sled.
to the
And we
top,
went back,
and they come down like
and
this.
we went off of
Oh,
one of the
Tyler's
cliffs
on amusement park
sledding,
doing this.
and the
Because
sled-
Sky is not my thing.
it fell
This was
apart.
like
No.
the size of a
Yeah.
phone-
But no,
phone
we had a
booth.
good
It was a
time.
cage.
Do you
And you
remember
pushed it
when
back
Grandpa
and
got
forth,
shot?
back and forth,
Huh?
and all of a
Do
sudden
you
you'd
remember
go
when
over the
Grandpa
top,
got shot?
and you'd go over the top.
Yeah, when I thought,
And you would only take
Were you there?
2
yeah, I
pushes,
was there.
And you would
Yeah.
start
Didn't you
going
help him?
around.
Didn't you bring him
I
back?
helped him home.
You were very
Right.
good at
But
that.
I always thought
Yeah, don't you
he was
like
shot with a BB gun.
Right, yeah.
Then why was he in a hospital for 75 days?
He was
It was green when
they
Today they get you in and out as soon as possible.
right, I know. He missed so much school.
But
I
my
heard the
mother-
teacher was mad at him.
My mother and me would go every day to visit him.
So were you scared when he got shot? Were you scared?
But was I scared?
Yeah, when he was shot.
No, I don't remember. I thought he was shot with a bullet. But no, it was a BB gun. And I can't believe it that they kept him in the hospital for 75 days.
Was it hard to get him home? Was it hard?
Oh, I don't
Did
remember.
you don't remember?
No, well,
Well, you were the big hero.
he was probably,
He was like 6 and you were what, 5?
yeah. Well, like I say, he's 18 months older than me.
Yeah. But that was really brave of you. You really saved him.
I don't remember bringing him home, but I know I brought him home. And I can also remember where they wanted to know where the guy was that shot him. And I didn't know those streets. I just knew he lived up so-and-so. And I pointed up that way. But it's different. But I always thought he was shot with a bullet. But they kept him that long. I can't believe being shot with a BB gun. And that's another thing. Some of the guys we went with, the 600 block now in Pleasantville used to be all lots. And they go back there and shoot 8 cans.
Right. Well, that's what Grandpa said the kid was doing.
So,
He
yeah.
was shooting cans.
So, but no.
Now, did you have the same crowd of friends?
Huh?
Did you have the same crowd of friends?
Paul and we had all our friends, and
Nobody sparked it out?
What?
they all died.
What's he barking?
If
But you were in the same circle?
Oh,
There's
oh
a
yeah,
dog or a
yeah,
bull
yeah, yeah.
Or a cow or anything. He has a
Were you in the same classes growing up? Did you have the same teacher?
Everybody thinks
Uh,
that they see black and white. He actually
Well,
sees
see,
flashes at
I
night,
gotta
right?
tell
So
you,
where the bulls are coming around,
when I went to Creighton
Geico,
School,
whatever it is, the bulls are
I got
coming around.
left back.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And where
And,
is the house? As soon as it starts. he
And
goes
like I
right
say, when I was
upstairs and
16, I
starts
quit
stopping.
school.
And
Yeah.
still lags, so you know he's not
But
yelling at
I
him.
came a hell of a long way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, you know, you
But
had to
back
be
then-
determined.
then
Sure.
things
You know
were
what? If it
different.
happens, you'd be upset.
Today I couldn't get a job at the administration building, no how.
No, it's true. But back then, if you were determined and a hard worker,
Oh yeah.
you
yeah.
you went places.
Well, when I was ready to, like I said, when I was ready to, for 10 years I worked at a warehouse. And when I was ready to leave, the guy says to me, how come you're going down the administration building? I said, well, I feel as high as I can go here. And the guy I replaced, he was the same pay grade as me. But I had the assistant director then. He would take me all over and let me sit in on the complaints and everything. So I knew my job.
Yeah. Now, did your mom was she ever protective of you boys? Your nanny, was she ever like nervous about you dating girls?
No.
Sometimes moms can get really
No.
protective
Well,
over
see-
their
see-
sons.
See, with a girl, you gotta be careful. You know, things are different than being with a fella.
Right.
And guys like to get fresh.
That's true.
So, no, I had a good time.
Yeah.
But like I say, once I met Lucille, that was it.
Yeah.
My dating days were done. And there was a girl, she was 18 years old. And I was only 18. And she wanted me to get married then to her.
Really?
Yeah. I said I was too young.
Yeah. Oh, I think so.
But,
Well, my grandpa, he didn't get married until 25, right?
well, I was 23. Yeah, he would have been around 25.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, grandmom was 21, right?
And Bernie,
Lori gave me this
she
for my
was a
birthday.
traveling nurse. And
Oh, it's
she rented a room next
Do
door.
you remember when she rented it? You remember when she rented it with her friend?
Mongrel.
You remember meeting my grandmom the first time?
And you know what?
When she first rented?
Anthony and Carl were here.
Do you remember when Bernie lived there?
Oh, yeah.
Oldies station
Yeah.
and sing to
Well,
him.
that's how he met her.
Right.
She was renting a room next door.
Did you like her?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I never dated her.
No, but did you
I knew her.
did you know my grandpa had the hots for her?
Carl.
Yeah.
Did
Not-
you
not
I
really,
put it
because,
upstairs just in case. I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't want to get sued. But
The
isn't
things
he
were
adorable?
different. I don't remember, but
you guys
I do
didn't
remember Bernie and him.
How big is he?
But here again
You
now,
know what?
right
He
about the
puts his hand
time,
on your chest when he has to go out. he
I
lets you
met
go.
Lucille,
And
and
Uh-huh.
understands, but
so.
But
But no,
did-
all our friends
yeah, he's
that
adorable.
we knew,
I think after Mo died,
I can't
was
believe
very
it how
Mo's
they
the
all
little one.
died.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
So
then it
sad.
ended up, there was 4 of us.
One out again.
Lucille,
Wait, honestly, I'm a whole
Frank,
for dear life.
Paul,
and then
and
all
me.
of a sudden he goes and
And
pushes full
now
throttle,
there's
and the
me.
Mm.
fish
And
just came out of my hand. So thank God I could
and like I said, I can't do nothing much for myself.
That's really hard.
Sure, when you're active all your life,
But you have so many good memories.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
have your memories.
my memory, when I fell down those steps and my head was broken open, the woman next door, or the girl next door, she was banging on the door, and I crawled over and opened the door for her. And she called the emergency wagon right away, and they took me to the hospital.
That was good.
So, but
Thank
no,
goodness she knocked.
I didn't lose my memory at all.
Thank
All I,
goodness.
all I lost was a week, a real week. But no, as far as my memory goes, I got a good memory.
You are so lucky and fortunate.
Well,
What is it?
well, Paul had a good memory.
He did.
Try to say he always talks about.
You know what he didn't have? He didn't have good hearing.
He always talks. He always talks about working for Freihofer.
He does. He used to talk about that all the time.
Yeah. He works for Freihofers, and I worked for a bond bread.
Yeah. So you both were bread salesmen at the same time?
Yeah, but then
Were you competing?
no. Paul, he had his route. We stand around Wyoming Avenue in Feltonville,
Did you go to
and I had a route
Yes, that's who we had.
in Albany.
They were very nice.
Yeah.
No,
They were the best.
You know, it's
but here again, I was never meant to be a salesman.
and
Uh-huh.
then right after
And I can't believe, though,
I was going
how far I came with my education.
Oh, absolutely.
He's funny.
But no,
All this
Well,
to get a dog.
My grandpa, I could see him being a good salesman.
he was a great salesman.
He has the BS artist down.
He always used to talk about selling Mother's Day cakes. Christ, that was one of his things. And if a person said no to me, it was no.
Right.
But he was a salesman.
He was. Do you remember when he started dressing up as Santa Claus?
Him and Bernie she was Mrs. Claus, and he was Santa Claus.
He made a good Santa.
Fix the legs.
He made a good Santa.
Oh, hell yeah.
He was great.
And
And I heard he would take a little drink every time, and by the end he was drunk.
Really the most comfortable.
but no, he was, and Bernie, she would dress up as Mrs. Claus.
She was a good sport.
So,
Well, I love costumes. Halloween is my favorite, and I love costumes. And I
Well-
think it has a lot to do with Grandpa. Grandpa loving all of those.
well, I always dressed up as a woman, a girl.
That's what he said. He said you guys were the tramps. You were a tramp, and he said he would dress up as either an old woman or a hobo.
These people
He always
No,
said dressed up as old women.
In my chair, I felt that I was
But now, no.
Did you like living on Anchor Street growing up?
Well, here again, Paul and I never used the front door. Never did we go in the front way.
That's so
We
funny.
always walked up the driveway and came in the back door.
Right.
his walker.
Well, I saw a
Now, Frank,
picture.
Frank, he used the front door.
That's
Paul I
funny.
never did.
That's funny. Why do you think? Why do you think?
I don't know.
It was just a
Well,
habit.
another thing,
We ordered it tomorrow.
my mother used to wash the both of us in a wash tub in the basement.
I really don't.
No,
There were a couple pictures of people with tables in the alleyway, and it looked like people were eating in the alleyway.
the driveway. But here again now, you didn't have to worry about being hurt. People, nobody bothered with you. And yet, I can remember you had a huckster coming up the driveway. You had the guys peddling shoelaces and stuff because things were tough.
Did you have any homeless? Do you remember any homeless people? Like during the Great Depression or anything? Homeless? Homeless people.
Who?
Homeless?
Homeless? No, back then. I'll tell you one thing I do remember. When Roosevelt became president, he started the WPA because to give people work. But, and when I graduated, when I quit school, you could go and get a job anywhere because you had, there was a big hat place, Stetson hats, and all kind of places. And another thing I did, I drove a truck for a dry cleaner,
Right.
and then I went to Bondbridge, and then I went to a fire wagon, and from there I went to school board. And I was with the school board for 36 years.
Wow. That's
Well,
impressive.
I retired from the school board when I was 61.
Mm-hmm.
And my father died at 60.
That's so
I
young.
was 61 when I retired.
What did he die of?
Cirrhosis of the liver. And but here then, well, we'd go to Wildwood, and my father always stopped in Millville when he got a few drinks. No,
Did Nanny ever get upset about his drinking?
nope.
She just let
She
him
took
be.
care of us three boys,
You-
and she would make up stories and tell us.
It sounds like you three were her world.
Well, we were close to our mother.
Sounds like she's
Uh,
dependent upon it.
Did she read you stories at night?
She made them up.
She made them up.
She always
Just like I
made
did.
up.
Yeah, she would make up stories when I was little.
Yeah.
She had a Mrs. Sunflower who
Oh, I can remember we used to hear about
Flowers on them.
Rover, how he came through the snow and picked up. She would make all kind of stories.
That's great.
Yeah, no, we were close.
Now she wore those glasses her entire life. I heard her vision was really poor.
What?
Her vision. Nanny's vision was bad.
Well,
But were you close to all of her siblings? You were close to all of all the aunts. Like Aunt Allie and Aunt Ruth.
well, let me tell you.
Because I was named after Aunt Allie.
Aunt Ruth was a pain in the ass because she would make you wash every time you did something. And she was a pain in the ass. And Aunt Esther, she went with a guy, Lou Sharp, who was a principal. And Paul, I would go up to Maine.
Yeah,
And we'd watch the shrimp boats come in.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And she was able-bodied.
No,
Did you remember Aunt Allie?
no, no.
That's who I'm named after.
I'll tell you who I do remember.
Every month, you
Uh,
pay. They could have paid the utilities.
Uh
Aunt Valley.
huh.
Okay. You
My father and I and my mother,
spending money,
we went to visit her,
and she
and we went to the front door,
for sales.
and she made us go around to the back door to go in. And my father, I can remember him now saying, "That's the last goddamn time she'll see me."
That sounds like my grandpa.
Well,
Did grandpa get his temper?
Mary, Jane Castle,
Redhead.
Yes,
is she still around?
yes, she is. She lives in Long Island.
Huh?
She lives on Long Island.
Yeah, but
Her husband died, but she still lives by herself. on
she's
Long
got to be up there years.
She
And
was-
how about